Alright, budget magic time. Playing some mono blue mill in standard, and this hand's fine, especially on the play. Got a scribe, got a counter, got a pull to refuel eventually. So mirror pool, go. There's an ether hub for our opponent, so probably a Marvel deck. There's a tune. We'll play the island, play Manic Scribe, mill some random stuff, servant, some lands. Opponent plays land. Attune number 2. I'll play the island, pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent. And Rogue Refiner, okay. I'll play Mirror Pool, pass the turn. Opponent gets in with the Rogue Refiner, down to 17. Tireless Tracker. Well, I think we gotta counter that. Little risky, could let our opponent marvel us. Oath of Nissa, oh, this might not even be a Marvel deck. Opponent gets a Servant. We'll play the island, play pieces of the puzzle. Get Negate and Engulf the Shore. Mill some stuff. Do we have Delirium? We do. That's good. So now our Scribe is active. We got some counters in hand. Mills a Tameo. Yeah, this is not a Marvel deck. This is basically the copycat-less copycat deck. Island for our opponent. Servant of the Conduit. Yep. Resolves. Manglehorn. Yeah, that resolves too. Opponent gets in for a bit. Cycle Sensor. Draw a Sensor. Play Seagate Wreckage. Pass the turn. Keep milling. So what we're trying to set up here is a pretty good Engulf the Shore. So what we'll probably do is block here, and then hopefully end of turn Engulf the Shore. That's a lot of mana. Chandra Flamecaller. Well, definitely negating that. Opponent goes attacking. Well, that means we need to Engulf the Shore right now, bounce everything, replay our Scribe, keep the milling going. We're actually pretty close to winning. Pass the turn, leave up our counters. Opponent's down to 28. So we're to the point where if we get to copy this Startled Awake, we should just win. Rogue Refiner comes back. Yup. Opponent draws a card. Plays a tap land. Whirler Virtuoso. We will censor. Opponent passes. Draw Void Shatter. Well, pass the turn. See what disaster befalls us. Mill our opponent. Glorybringer. Well, I think we have to Void Shatter that. And a Servant. Oh, geez, we are so close. Down to 11. Opponent's at 22 cards. 1, 2. Well, I think we Startled Awake our opponent. Pass the turn. And then, in theory, unless our opponent can kill us here, we can double this Compelling Argument for the win. And we actually don't even need to double it. Opponent gets in. We block Servant. So basically our opponent needs a counter of some kind. Kills our Scribe. Yep. 3 cards in our opponent's hand. Oath of Nissa goes digging. Because we have counter backup. Our opponent's under 5 cards, so we have lethal. Gets Bristling Hydra. Plays Bristling Hydra. I think we got it. I think we got the mill kill. Untap. Compelling Argument. And our opponent scoops it up. Whoo! Ultra budget mono blue mill taking it down. So this deck, oh goodness, what do we want against this deck? Lots of powerful threats. Engulf is pretty reasonable. We're on the draw. On the draw, I think we might go down the Censors, go up Horribly Awry, a couple of negates, some cheaper counter spells, and maybe just, maybe go up another Horribly Awry for a Crush. Crush is good though. Let's go Compelling Argument and try it like that. Bring in some more counters. Try to deal with our opponent's quick plays. And alright. I mean, we got cheap counters. Little lacking on lands, but cheap counters are good. Opponent plays a Sanctum. Well, Mirror Pool, go. Spire Bluff for our opponent. And a Servant of the Conduit. Well, Island, go. We are a little short on blue sources. Opponent plays a Forest. Gets in with the Servant. And passes. There's an island. We'll play the island. And let's just pass for now. Leave up a plethora of different counters. Tap land. Opponent gets in with the servant. Down to 16. And passes. Well, let's play Sanitarium. And how do we lose here? Glorybringer? Glorybringer would be super bad. I think we got to take the chance. Let's play Manic Scribe. Mill, a negate, a servant. So we got any non-Glorybringer card covered. Glorybringer in specific would be annoying. Opponent goes attacking. We're going to block. Opponent passes. Ooh, there's a crush too. We'll play Mirror Pool, pass the turn. So we have up 2 conditional counters or 1 unconditional counter. We're also getting towards Crush. Rogue Refiner, which we will horribly awry. We're a blue mana away from crushing. Opponent passes. Minister. Opponent has 4 cards. Let's just pass. I would actually be down with just looting with this Gaia Reach if we got the window. Plains for our opponent. Bristling Hydra. Are we going to get punished for our lack of blue mana? Well, let's Void Shatter. Ooh, resolves. That's good. Opponent passes. Not blue mana. Well, play Mirror Pool. Pass the turn. Hopefully we're able to get one more blue source. We want to just Minister of Inquiries to Surge a Crush at some point in the not too distant future. Harness Lightning on our Scribe. We're not going to use a counter on that. Yes, our Scribe is dead. Opponent gets in for 2. Well, let's loot. Also lets our opponent loot. Opponent discards Glorybringer. We discard I think a Minister for now. Still not drawing lands. Well, pass the turn. Pull from Tomorrow can be a good draw. Opponent might have a counter, but we're going to try it. Opponent gets in with the Servant. Chandra. Actually, we better negate that. Opponent found a negate. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Alright, opponent has a Chandra. Takes it up. Hits us. 4-2. Well, we have to loot. We gotta find an island. There's an island. So I think for now we discard Startled Awake. Hopefully our opponent does not have another negate. That would beat us. So play Minister. And then Surge a Crush. Get an Octopus. Bounce that Jank. Servant for our opponent. Yep. Not enough energy to kill our Octopus with a Harness Lightning. And passes. Well, let's Pieces of the Puzzle. Get Crush of Tentacles and Engulf the Shore. Hit our opponent. Down to 12. Pass the turn. Oath of Nissa for our opponent. Gets Whirler Virtuoso. Plays Whirler Virtuoso. Plays Chandra. This actually works out pretty well, I think. Takes up Chandra. Rogue Refiner, we drop to 8. Opponent goes to combat. So we just Engulf the Shore. Untap. Another pull. Kill Chandra. And pass the turn. Our main hope here is to pull from Tomorrow. Replays Whirler Virtuoso. Replays Servant of the Conduit. Well, let's pull from Tomorrow. Opponent's going to kill our Octopus, but that's actually pretty alright. What do we discard? Let's discard... I don't even know. I think Pieces of the Puzzle, actually. Untap. Another pull. Play an island. Play Scribe. Mill our opponent. Surge Crush. Replay Minister. Pass the turn. We're very close to winning by doubling up a Startled Awake here. Attune with Ether gets our opponent some energy. Servant. Oath of Nissa. Gets a Chandra. Plays a Chandra. Takes up Chandra. Whirler Virtuoso. Do we have the mana? I think we have the kill here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Copy. Yeah. I think we got it. So, mill our opponent. Maintain priority. Play the island. Startle the Wake our opponent. Copy Startle the Wake. Mill 26. Opponent's library empty. Pass the turn. And good game, well played. We got there. Mono Blue Mill, ultra budget Mono Blue Mill, taking down. Whoo! Copycat list copycat. 4-color energy walker, whatever. Sweet. Thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already, take a minute and click that subscribe button. It's a great way to support the channel for free, and you'll find the next video in the playlist right here.